Okay, we're going to move on to stage 2 now, which is really setting up. So if you see this wall here, this is the login for Kingdom Kids. So we're looking at the digital setup now. So I just press this button here on the end, which is now turned blue, which will, as you can see, turn the computer on. And I'm going to log in a second. In terms of sound, what you'd need to do for sound, just going to get up a second. There's a button behind this, and you would press that. That turns on your PA system, but you would also need to press this as well, because in the past I've made the mistake of not pressing that button. I'm wondering why there's no sound. Okay, so I'm going to log in now. Now you'll see there's a number of people on the left with login details. If you go to VCC Kingdom Kids, and then this corresponds with the login below. So it's V33, and then it's a capital K, 1D5. Just double check. Okay, so that should now log me in. Now, when this comes up on the desktop, let me just check this a sec. So I think it's quite good practice for us to have something on the screen when the children come in. So you'll see here, you've got a number of slides with different people's names on, depending on, so for example, last week, Kelly and I came up to help the children, or was it the week before last, with the song that they recently presented to the church, and Frankie and Anne were on. So here's the slide. We'll just say for argument's sake we're using this one. Then to turn the projector on to the left-hand side, there is you press the orange button, and I'm just going to go to slideshow from current slide. So this now is going to come up on that projector, and I'm actually going to press freeze. I just have to wait a second to see that that's worked. Okay, so that slide now is fixed. I think that looks good when they come in. Just in the same way, I suppose, we have slides on in the auditorium. Now, to come out of the freeze on the computer, because obviously I need to set things up, I'm just going to press escape. So then I would minimize this. What I need now is I need to go into Microsoft Edge. Okay, so it's got Superbook Academy there. I might have to go in, right, okay, I'm going to just come out of that one. Right, this should hopefully get us into the Super Academy resource. I say hopefully because they've been updating their website, so we've had some issues. Okay, so I'm just going to go into login. Right, so it's actually got my details on there, and that's saved. If you are leading, you have got your own login details as well, but I've set this up as, you know, as another alternative in case there are any issues. So you're now into the Superbook Academy resources, and you would set up what you needed from here. The other thing as well that we use a lot is worship songs. And these have been put on the staff page, the songs that we use, and you'll probably see some of them come up unless the search history has been removed. Okay, so this is one of their favorites. My God is so big and strong and so mighty. My God is so big. So I'll often use that as like a little warm-up. Now, obviously, I don't want to play that when the screen is fixed. So in order for the screen to be back on, I would just undo the freeze. And then you can go to full screen here. Okay. Right, so I think that's sort of just about everything with the digital setup, depending on what resources you're going to use for the day, really. Okay, so in these drawers then, you've got treats, biscuits, and team badges, the register actually, it's actually over the table over there, but normally there's a register and also a consent form file. So the tables, there's extra tables there if you need them. I'm just going to ask Kaylee to pause the video a minute. Okay, so just to, this table is probably a better resource for the drinks and the biscuits, which you would need to set up ready. And another thing I didn't say was, in terms of the setup, if we could have everything sorted and ready for the children by 10:30, so that then you can go into the worship, especially if there are any issues, because really we all want to be in the auditorium by 10:30, so that we can worship together. Now, this is the register. You can have that by the computer. I just wanted to sort of show you these two folders. So this folder here is our blank consent forms, which you could have on this table. And it'd be good for one of the team really to make sure that any visitors that come fill in one of these consent forms and to get that back off the parent. That's really important. Now, this folder here is the consent form folder that stays in the office and it's locked, because obviously there's confidentiality issues with consent forms that have been filled in and just left in that drawer. So the process is they'll be left in the red file, and then any that are filled in that are new would be transferred to this file. Now I'm looking at getting something digital set up with passwords so that people can access information that they need. Yeah, it just takes time, so thank you for your patience.